It's the Daily Talk Show, episode 679.
Happy Tuesday, Gronks. What's going on? What's happening?
Forgot it was Tuesday.
They're all blending. They are all blending. Aren't they, guys?
Yeah. How are you, George?
I'm feeling great. I'm at about an 80, I reckon.
Oh, that's
So
big.
feeling pumped.
That's
Yeah.
big.
That's huge. Sebs, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I reckon I'm at a 95.
This is huge. TJ?
This is huge.
I'm just trying to look at myself in the camera to see. I was a bit puffy this morning. Bodie, just child problems. Just up late, touching me, just kicking me, came into the bed crying. It's not
Less
good.
than a 40 then?
Only from lack of sleep and feeling like I'm getting a bit of a cold.
Oh,
Could have
that'll do it.
coronavirus, but probably not. Hey, they've just started testing anybody who has any symptoms in Victoria. It's a new thing.
Really?
So if you, so the testing's going to ramp up. I'm not sure they're going to find more, but it's it's interesting. But anyway,
What about
About
you,
a
Josh? How are you
45.
feeling?
I think because of you guys, I think it's getting up there. I reckon I'm probably in the company of all of you. I'm at about an 80. If I was on my own, I'd be
nice.
about
Okay.
a 60. So
actually,
Okay,
nah. On the back of this, I'll launch into a tanty because I got to do shit today that I don't want to do, and one of those things is get out of my house because there's going to be an inspection. They're trying to sell
what?
our
I thought-
house.
But I thought they had to ban those. I thought you were out
By
of the-
appointment
out of the woods.
only. It can't be like opening up on a Saturday to let a handful of gronks through. But for some reason, I don't know. Maybe it is illegal. But we've come to the party. It's like it's not even our
no
real
parties,
estate agent.
not allowed parties.
Yeah. We've come to no party. But anyway, we're letting
You've
them
come
through.
to a handshake arrangement. You can't do that either.
No handshake. Absolutely not. Anyway, so I've got to be out of the house. But here's the thing, mate. We only just discovered after last week they opened it up and they let one person through. Like days later, Amy was sniffing around under the sink and smelt something rancid. And I'm usually blamed for anything that smells bad. And it wasn't me. It was the real estate agent. The real estate agent who opened this place took the bag that we have as the bin. There's no spot for a bin in this house, so we just use bin bags hung next to the so underneath, like underneath the what do you call it? Like where you wash the dishes, the taps.
Sink.
And so it's just hanging. Underneath the sink, you're hanging on a door, and they've taken off the bag and stuffed the bag into the cupboard under the sink, and we didn't even know. I just thought, that's gone. So we got out a new bag, and Amy's found this disgusting,
What was in it?
rotten bag. I don't know, but it was rotting. Must have been food scraps. And so the real estate agent had done this and not put it back.
What a
Absolute gronks.
So what are you
going
going to do?
Well, I'm going to put the bin out first. I've learnt my lesson, but
Yeah.
it's not much I can do. I just wanted to fucking vent about it on my own podcast.
Because when I was growing up, we were in a household that didn't have a bin. Mum thought it was dirty to have a bin, sort of it was cleaner just to have the plastic bag hanging off the cupboard.
Mate, I don't know how much better it is. One is like out of sight, out of mind, and so when you aren't seeing, but they get smelly. Yeah. It all gets smelly. I think you go through them quicker. Like you take it to the trash, the actual rubbish bin, a lot quicker if you've got it hanging than not.
How often are you actually emptying that bag? Would it be once every 2 days?
Oh, you don't empty it. You just ditch it.
Oh, sorry, ditch it. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
How often are you getting rid of it?
I've got to do it right now. I just put some eggs into it. So unless I leave it and see what she does this time. Should I do that? Should I leave a full bag?
But maybe it's
and
seen
see-
as passive-aggressive at your end. Maybe she thinks you're being a gronk.
Well, it's my house, and
Yeah,
we're
no,
doing
that's
them a favour. We're absolutely doing them a favour. It's not we're not tied to them through our rental. Like we're renting through another agency, and this is a different agency that have come in.
Do you think they recognise that you're doing them a favour?
Yeah, definitely. Like they gave us some They gave us some movie tickets, which are pretty redundant. I don't know if the cinema will still exist by the time this is all over.
Maybe
But I
ask
do
for
have-
like a Netflix subscription instead. Do you reckon you could just sort of transfer them?
I wonder if anyone would buy them right now. I mean, they are like two $25 tickets. There's $50 worth of tickets. Who's buying that? Maybe are they cheap at the moment? Movie ticket vouchers. I wonder if they're cheap. This is good.
Yeah,
This
what
be
could
good.
you
Gemma-
get? Yeah, what were you going to say, Sam?
Gemma's jumping on the bandwagon. She says your real estate agent is a mole, which
Really doubling down Gems.
Well, they're going to have to
Fully
only. They can only bring in like one other person, right?
It seems
Yeah,
like
it's
a
only-
lot of energy. You'd
Yeah.
want them to buy the place after they walk around.
Yeah.
Oh, mate. I think like I do feel for the real estate agents, but I've never had really that great of an experience with property managers or real estate agents, to be fair. I've always found something.
Dr. K says, I would leave a passive-aggressive note in the cabinet. She left it last time and on the rubbish bag.
That's great. So I leave the bin hanging and then I put a note in there, say, I know what you're about to do. Can you please take the bin out once you've put it in?
That is
Right. Is it too much? Like,
No,
she's
no,
in
I
my
mean-
house.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think that last week I was in the leaning in I was really leaning into everything. I realised that part of my stress was I hadn't checked my, I hadn't been reading my emails.
I sent you a couple, I know.
Yeah, and so like the inbox would be getting crazy, and so I was just leaning into just like, let's eat shit, let's get angry, let's blame everyone, let's just lean into it. And this week I'm sort of a little bit more woke, and so I feel like maybe you should actually double down on the other side, and I would actually say, hey, I'm so sorry, I realised that I left the bin out, which is probably not a good look. It was so funny. We smelt something horrible and realised that you'd just done, the right thing for you and put it in the cabinet.
That's still passive. It's still passive. There's like slight tones of passiveness with it.
Well, you
but
can't
I
be
think this
nice.
is-
I mean, that was just me being nice.
No. The bit about you did the right thing for you, which points out
Oh,
that
so maybe
obviously
you did the right thing.
disrespected-
Look, we want to get this house sold. I guess if you don't want it,
we want to get this house.
do you want to get the house sold?
only to an investor, because then it means
Okay.
we can stay here. I don't want to have to move, dude.
So maybe something like, look, the investors want to see a clean property. I get that.
Yeah,
That's good.
true. I mean, yeah.
Kill
this
her
is a
with
great time.
kindness.
Kill her with kindness.
Yeah.
Could be
Kiss
a
her
great
a
time.
hello on the lips.
No, I'm gone. Like, I'm not even going to be here. I won't see them. I'll just come back and,
Wipe everything down.
yeah, true. I should do that. Great time to launch just off the back of, what you were doing last week. Your new DJ name, which I thought I want to run past you guys.
Okay. I'll be launching on Friday.
Here we go.
DJ Precious.
It's good. It's solid. I think I could imagine sort of a embroidered hat that just says "precious" on it, potentially in glitter.
What's your tagline?
No requests, please. What
Only
else?
positivity.
Yeah. Yeah, the optimistic. I could definitely be a children's entertainer. I've thought about that. Like, I feel like I could bring a faux optimism to schools. Maybe that could
Yeah,
be
you
my
would be.
DJ faux optimism. DJ.
I don't know if you've heard this story, George. I've told it on the podcast a couple of times. I had a magician to my probably 9th or 10th birthday party, and I was pumped. Fucking love magicians. And I was really, like you go through stages. I know you have, Josh. It's like you get into magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
And-
doing the same when I was at school.
Yeah.
I
There was
had all
a
the
there was a
cards.
there was a magic place in the city where you could buy, little sets, you get your ball and cup and sort of handkerchief. Couldn't ever do it, but I liked watching it. Anyway, this one magician, I can't remember his name, had a top hat, brought a rabbit, had a whole thing going on. Was in
Seems
I
legit.
remember it vividly. And he had this wand that he would hold up, and then he'd say, "Here you go, who wants to touch my wand?" No, that's wrong. But he'd hand over his wand, and the wand would go limp. Anyway,
I know. Yeah.
I was onto this fucking magician.
Mm-hmm.
I grabbed the wand. I pressed the end of the wand, and it got hard. He was so pissed off. He grabbed my hand. He said, "Don't you ever do that again." Mate, I was
What a
scared.
darkness in magicians.
Yeah.
But I think if a child made you look dumb in front of a group of kids,
Oh, yeah. It's
you'd
not
probably
possible.
squeeze a hand. You'd be squeezing a hand too.
Well, I was thinking, I actually had some juggling balls that I found in my storage that annoyingly they require power because they light up and they've run out of power. But I was going to bring them for Friday
How do you
night.
power them?
Pardon?
How do you power them? Just USB?
So,
or something?
well, no. So this is the annoying
USB
thing is
charge?
it's the way it works is it has like a little button type thing that you turn and you have to sort of turn it all the way to turn it on. But some of them have obviously been on in storage and so they're dead. And I feel like it's an extremely annoying thing to get fixed whilst, in lockdown.
I mean, there's a few annoying things to get done in lockdown. One being get onto a phone network because they're being flooded with calls. Others getting your license. Anyone need to get their license out of us? Anyone?
I mean,
there he is.
I'm lucky, because Vic Roads you can't even book your driving test.
Why is that lucky?
Which is great.
Lucky or sad?
Well, I mean, it's a little bit sad because I mean, the other day I was sort of thinking it'd be when Grace comes to Melbourne, it would be nice to go and meet her at the airport.
Yeah,
And at the moment,
That's a great
absolutely. If there's ever been motivation to get your fucking license, it's now,
Yeah.
buddy.
yeah,
Just
well,
going
so-
80 on the freeway, just slowly moving along. Just panic, just not ready. Just way too far to the left, but just like, I've just got to fucking make it. Just got to get there. Ends up going the wrong fucking exit, that classic fork.
Oh
you know?
yeah. So
And
annoying.
so what's the deal?
Well, I'm still, I guess I'm still figuring it out, but yeah, I mean, it's a bit weird bringing my mum. That's just a bit strange. And then,
Well, at least I,
mean,
broke the ice
can't
for
drive
them. I got them chatting.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the only option now is just get an Uber there. And then
So
meet
you're-
her
You're
Yeah.
and you're a
Uber.
tight ass. You wouldn't
Yeah.
want to spend that much getting an
I
Uber there.
worry about some sort of arrangement where you ask her to cover half of the
No.
Uber.
She
Put her on the
just,
Sky
she
bus.
just paid for flights. We could definitely do public transport. Definitely.
You know, Sevs,
she-
Sevs, you know there is a Sky bus that takes you to Doncaster Shopping Centre. Shop
Oh,
over.
really?
Yeah.
Amy's
Oh,
mum
that's not
took
a
it.
bad idea.
Yeah.
Grace says I'm getting an
great.
Uber at this point. Hopefully the Uber driver's not charismatic because I'd be looking at other options by that point. No, but does it make your Sevs...
It's
does it-
slightly annoying, yeah.
Do you think that all of
Yeah.
a sudden it starts to, as you start to sort of develop as a human, does it make you realise, do a bit of an audit and say, you know what, I need to get new pajamas. I need to get rid of the all the stuffed toys that I have in my bed. The blankie has to go.
Do you actually
Yeah,
have
well-
this?
No, I do have to dial in a few things. So like blinds being one of them. I just my bedroom's got like you can see it from the street, and so you could walk
yeah,
up.
you want it to,
and
you
so
want
I
it to feel,
sleep-
you want it to feel like
Close that
Vegas,
shit up.
don't you? Don't know
Yeah,
what
yeah,
time it
yeah.
is.
Oh, exactly.
What would you any changes to the Philips Hue setup?
For the Philips Hue.
Maybe get rid of that
that's-
red. Like the red's a bit much.
Yeah, I mean you can just tell Google what color you want, but that's okay. It's usually like yellow or white, or if it's full on, then you go red.
Like I got my license on my birthday when I turned 16, took the day off school, got my license on the day I turned 18, took the day off school, i.e. I dropped out of school in year 11, so I had a lot of time on my hands. Do you think it says something about an individual? I don't know. I'm not making casting judgment. It's just normal for me to get my license. But Josh, I know you got your
It
license.
sounds about as passive as what I had brought up with.
No, but
the
I know
real
you
estate agent.
got it, Josh. You got
I
it,
did.
Josh.
So the thing is, I got mine. So the day that I turned, I think that's pretty common. You turn 18, especially living in the burbs. As soon as you can get it, you get it.
I got-
And yeah, what, George?
I got mine the day I turned 17.
Really,
Oh.
you're a top dog.
Dirty little Byron dog.
Yeah.
Were you in
Canberra.
Byron
Canberra.
or were
That's a Canberra
ACT vibes. Far out.
Yeah.
Did you ever
Go on,
buy
Josh.
fireworks, George, in Canberra?
Yeah, we had they were going off at school all the time, like in the canteen. I remember one guy, people were putting little bungers in people's backpacks and stuff.
Yes.
And this one guy, Tarquin, he lit off this big, like huge one in the canteen.
Goon
It
Lee.
was so loud, and it like burnt his hand.
Oh,
I think
no.
they banned
How's
it.
Tarquin now?
He's good. He's haven't spoken to him for about 10 years, but he's seems
Got him
good
on Facebook?
Yeah, he's on Facebook.
That's great.
What's he post
and
normally?
He very rarely posts.
Really?
we know you did a stint in porn because of that moustache that you've kept.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
that's
sort
a
of
Canberra
battle.
moustache.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, that's you see why they ban shit like fireworks, because if you have it in a state, there's kids at school with firecrackers. It's genius, but it's also
No, it's dangerous.
quite
We had
destructive.
fart bombs, but no. To answer
Yeah.
on the getting your license, they changed the rules when I went for it, and it was a lot harder. And so I didn't get my license the first time. I tried to turn. They said to turn right at the roundabout, and I was in the left lane, and panicked. And rather than just saying, "Hey, no, I can't turn right. I'm in the left lane," I tried to merge from the left to the right in the roundabout, and so it's
Hang on, what, was it a trick question? Trick question.
So they were very close, yeah, because it was very close to the when the entrance of the roundabout, and so I looked to my right. I'm like, okay, it's not safe to do so. And what I should have done in that moment is, hey, no, sorry, I can't. And if I had just continued on and ignored their instructions and said, hey, no, sorry, it wasn't safe to do so, it wouldn't have been an instant fail.
God, Shannon got her license when she was L's when she turned 16, and then exactly 6 months later on got her full license at 17. Man,
And so
it's
Grace
such a little
says,
time.
"Me too, Shannon."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a couple of capable women in this breed.
Yeah.
It's a 97.
Gemma says you should get an Uber so you can do a shot at the airport to calm the nerves.
What do you think
What
you
about,
actually
what,
will
hang
do?
on, wait. Sorry, can I just throw it out there? Queen Gronk, would you go and pick up Grace?
No, we've already been through us taking him. We just can't do it. We just
No, it's
you
good. Yeah, we don't want his gay uncles, you and I, to look up to take him out.
But also, I just think that I think that it just needs to be a private interaction. Can you just get? You're not going to be able to get your license in the next 6 weeks, or do you think you could?
No, you can't. You can't. Vic Roads have blocked all tests.
But do you think you could if you were to take your? Have you done enough hours?
Yeah. I just need to book the test. I've done my perception test. I just need to do the driving test.
Okay.
It's just look, the pushback is sort of admin because I have to do it with. I have to coordinate it with the driving instructor and Vic Roads because our car's got a foot handbrake, and so that you're not allowed to use foot handbrakes during the test. It has to be one of the old school hand ones.
Rip it up.
I
could
feel
just
like
move it
so.
out
When are
there.
you going to do it?
When am I gonna do it? Yeah, I mean probably when they open back up.
Yeah. Well, Gemma is said she would love to. Yeah.
No, it needs
Harry
to be
is
just
throwing
you. I reckon you just Uber out there. If you haven't got it in time, you could Uber out there, hire a car, Grace drives back, and you're on the directions.
Yeah, that's nice. And, like if we had the Cybertruck, you could autopilot that thing
the whole way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is frustrating. Yeah, what's your other options? I guess you could.
Limo.
I think I'll end up Ubering because there's no other way to do it.
Oh, can we've got a driver that we use when we went to LA. It's a X5. It's about as much as a Uber to the airport. but
Yeah,
you're
that's
in
probably a
luxury
good
comfort.
solution.
We could
The
get onto
other
them, get
option-
them on the show. They're great
Yeah.
banter during the ride.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess one of the considerations is, I feel like you driving would be nice. I think it's not to be sort of old school about it because I know that it is a little bit old school, but I think it'd be nice for you to drive. One option is if you were to have your learners on, one of us could just be in the passenger seat, just with sunnies on, no talking, just all in black, and just sit there. Actually, what about if Grace has her full license? She could sit next to you while you drive.
Oh, that's nice.
I'll get an Uber home. I'll be in the passenger seat, and then I'll jump out.
Yeah.
Grace can
How
jump
about
in.
that as a solution? That's
Has
a
Grace
pretty
got her
fun-
full license? Has she got a full license?
I'm guessing so.
Yeah, she does.
Okay.
25?
So
How old is she? 25? Yeah.
36?
36.
No, I think that could be a good solution, Sevs.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, keep us updated. It'd be great to do a bit of a comedians in cars getting coffee, sort of GoPro setup.
But
Yeah.
Grace, we know we can't do that. We'll give you some more privacy.
Yeah.
Privacy. Hey, George, I saw that you had a few corrections from yesterday's show. It's always quite alarming.
Yeah.
Especially for
Couple of
DJ Precious.
Yeah. Oh, they're only from me. A couple of corrections from me.
Okay.
Are you correcting yourself?
I'm correcting myself just before it gets out of hand. So I actually don't think Glenn Robbins is part of Working Dog. I think he's just he does a lot of shows with them. So
Okay.
I forgot
That's
about
a really good correction because I would have assumed he was.
I forgot about Rob Sitch and Jane Kennedy as well.
Yeah.
So sorry about that. And
It's okay.
the other
else
one
you
was I was pretty quick to blame the curtains for the smell in the office.
Well, I was pretty quick to blame China.
Yeah. It was pretty. There was a lot being thrown about.
When there was no one else in the room, so I just blamed the curtains. Turns out it was me. My shirt was. I couldn't. Something wrong with that shirt. I got to check it out. It was.
Oh,
When did you realise? Did Hannah have to tell you?
No, I think I realised after the show. I was like, "Geez, what something?"
Yeah.
Because I couldn't believe it. I was cold and I had a jumper on and stuff. There was no way that I could produce that
Nervous
sort of
sweats.
scent.
And,
Yeah, I think so.
And what you'll realise also, George, is that the more you do this show, the less time you have to apologise, to be making these formal apologies, because there's a lot of shit we're saying that we've got wrong.
But thanks for backing me up anyway, Tommy. So that was nice of you.
No, I still go sniff those curtains right now,
Okay,
because I'm still fucking blaming the piece of shit manufacturing of just
He's gonna have given him a
crummy
sniff.
materials.
Okay.
Okay, we go. We didn't.
Here we go, sniffing the curtain.
Can confirm.
Yeah, they're not good. No, they're not too bad.
But you can't. They're not. It's not radiating sniff away. You know, it's
No.
not like you're walking past. No one's ever commented.
It
I
wasn't
just
like
put them up and thought, jeez.
I love how the blame was thrown to me as well, just on that BO thing
Yeah,
downstairs.
Sevs has never emitted PO. I don't think.
Nah. You couldn't have done this. It
Mr.
couldn't have
Pitts just covers.
changed the thing.
It
Are you still using? So, I wanted to get Mr. Pitts. They're not on. They did an announcement that they were on Amazon, and then I looked that they're not there
Oh
anymore.
really?
Are you getting Mr. Pitts, and do you use the Sport or the Classic?
No. You can't use Sport because that's too smelly. You could just use a fresh one. That's normal. Or you could even go the women's fresh one. That's quite nice.
Okay.
It's more of a
that's nice.
fresh smell.
That's nice.
That's nice. But yeah, no, just go order off their website. Otherwise, you can go to Apple and Sage on Whitehorse Road, and you can pick up another. It's another brand one, but it's equally as good.
Okay.
But can you go there now? Is it closed?
Oh, that's a good point. No, because they do groceries and stuff, so I
Oh,
think
good.
they'll still be open.
Whitehorse Road's a
McDonald-
bit of a pain in the ass.
Maccas do groceries
It is
now.
a little bit.
You can
Bullshit.
do drive through. You can get bread, milk, eggs.
Are they all existing Maccas stuff? So the bread is cheeseburger buns?
No. They're actually doing groceries.
good.
Like it's a great idea.
It's a good hack. The coffee, like if you like almond milk and you like Milk Lab, which is my only almond milk that I drink, Maccas has a contract with Milk Lab, so it's actually really good coffee.
There you go.
There you go.
I was a bit fired up. I asked for a strong coffee and I got a fucking Big M. It's disgusting.
What do you mean? An actual Big M?
Nah, you know how Big M coffee is like, tastes
What's a milkshake?
like sugar. It's it's slight coffee taste. but I wanted a strong coffee. Anyway, one thing I do want to put on a positive note, mate, I got a lot of joy out of watching that the edibles video that you posted on Instagram. If you haven't seen this and you're listening to this, on our Instagram account, we posted yesterday a video of us trying edibles.
Mm-hmm. It was the only
marijuana.
first 30 minutes that I cut down into like that 2 and a bit minutes, so it only gets looser.
You coming back and getting loose.
Yeah.
I'm glad because I think the back end gets sad and that is the fun bit.
It is quite sad.
But dude, I stand by that you were stoned. That is, like you were being so different.
Mm-hmm.
Watching it back, where you're like,
I'm looking back.
The
I
bit
mean,
where
this is the week
you laugh
of looking
so
back.
hard.
Mhm.
You laugh so hard, Josh. You're like, "Am I?" There's this bit where you just you're like you're stoned. You're like, "Am I?" It was so funny.
Lara says Maccas has good coffee. Oh, ISO is getting to you, JJ. Lara, have you tried it?
Or me?
Have you tried the coffee? Because it is actually quite good. I reckon if we were to do a test,
blind taste
taste
Look,
test.
it depends. If there's a 12-year-old behind that fucking machine, absolutely shit house. There's a lot of 12-year-olds working at Maccas. It would probably, to be fair, 14.
Is that true?
Yeah, you probably legally can't work at Maccas until you're
14,
you know.
9 months.
If you become
that
a VIP Gronk, though, we can send through and you ask in the hobbies section that you want the edibles video. We'll email it to you.
God,
Or
I was
do
actually
a
thinking.
send out.
To everyone. We could.
I was thinking, how wild is it too? The fact that we even did that video, it's so fucking great. I was watching Joe Rogan posted a clip that Tom Green posted years ago, and Tom Green had a internet TV show at his house, and Joe Rogan was a guest. And this was before Joe Rogan had a podcast, and Joe Rogan was just telling him, mate, this is the best. This is fucking say what you want, do what you want. It's so funny. Like, you can't do a video working for a radio station of you eating marijuana. Like,
I was asking Jace Hawkins last night whether he could do it. He said he wants to see his dad get high, which would be fun.
You can't do it. You can't do it here.
No.
Only because it's illegal. Like,
Okay, people are slamming me about this
coffee.
McDonald's coffee. Jem says it's not good. Lara says it's horrid. Grace says Macca's coffee sucks. Wombat says Macca's equals crap coffee. Macca's OJ tastes so chemically, says Shannon. I'm backing you, Lara, says Grace. Macca's is only good for frozen Coke, no sugar, says Shannon.
That's true.
Is this a Macca's integration? I think we've fucked any
Maccas
chances
and
of
coffee
that.
will never be a thing. Yeah.
Felipe, there's a few Starbucks in
PayPal, use
Australia.
his name, please.
PayPal, sorry. There's a few Starbucks, but they don't
0
have.
out of 10 for
I like
coffee.
them when I'm in the States, but here, not so
Felipe,
much.
don't mention. Yeah, I mean, there was a huge closure of Starbucks. They closed over 20 stores in Melbourne. There's a great CB. What is it called? MSNBC maybe? No, CNBC.
CNBC.
Oh, yeah, I've mentioned it before.
US
The
network
YouTube
is.
channel where they have all of the deconstructions of different companies, and it's like why Starbucks failed in Australia.
Yeah,
which is interesting.
CNBC.
Why did it?
Just because of the existing coffee market in Australia, the cafe culture.
Because Josh Janssen pioneered the McDonald's coffee so great. Can you drive to Macca's today and get a coffee and just do a review in the car? Just
Can
a
you
little.
do- Can you do Uber Eats coffee from them?
Yeah,
Oh,
I nearly actually. Bree had forgotten that she had a 9:30 whip, and it sort of timed in a way where we weren't going to be able to get the coffee. And I nearly, because I've been good, like we had a bit of a blowout on the weekend where we're like, you know what, it's Easter. Like, I don't know what, like we sort of new territory in regards to public holidays. Do we eat sort of our dialed in food or do we eat Easter eggs? And so the weekend was not great. But this morning I nearly ordered an egg lab like egg burger because I wanted to get coffee delivered because we weren't able to get our coffee this morning. But instead I used the Mocha Master. It was actually quite good. Cool story.
Bree's,
hey?
Bree's backing you up on the YouTube. She's saying, I know I'm part of the minority here, but I had it with Josh on our morning walk the other morning, and it was good. Not really good, but good.
I appreciate that.
I'm actually going. I've got to get out of the house at 2 p.m.
Oh,
and so I
please
could
try
go. I could go. What do I get? Just a
Well, you're the
strong
7-Eleven
almond
coffee
latte?
guy, but yeah, if you get a strong almond latte,
Yeah. But I mean, the 7-Eleven is you've accepted defeat. You need caffeine in your veins, and you're paying $1. I reckon
I'll get
can
one
I
from
put this?
Maccas. I'm pretty close.
Can I
to
put it on the
Maccas.
business? Because it's probably going to
Yeah,
be
you
about
can.
fucking $5.80.
and then George, you can claim it as well.
Read.
Have you gotten cash back for the road yet, or have we still got to do that? The audio interface.
I haven't.
Oh, so, okay, we're still.
I
TJ, did
chased
you take
George
that
up to
receipt?
send invoices to me.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I'll do that
George-
today as well.
George is too generous.
Are you near the Clifton Hill Maccas, George?
Well, right now I'm near.
No,
one near
as
your
in the
office.
one near your
Oh,
place,
Nah,
Fitzroy
no,
North.
not
Would that
really.
be the closest?
Fitzroy North? Yeah.
Isn't it, you're in
I
Fitzroy
guess
North,
so.
aren't you? North Fitzroy.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that'd be the closest. Yeah.
Because they've got a brothel next door.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. I've
Yeah.
taken, if you've looked on my Instagram, it's an amazing McDonald's. It's like old school, and so I always am drawn to taking photos. But interestingly, yeah, there is a brothel next to it.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's cool.
just bring in the smut.
Yeah,
To Clifton Hill.
You can get a drive through or whatever. I've been reading the book.
Oh, good.
Right.
Mhm.
How many pages do you read faster
15.
on a Kindle?
Not? Hard to tell.
15 pages.
No,
15
15%.
Okay.
Oh, that's great. It does give
It's
you the
quite a
percentage.
small
solid
book, though,
effort.
isn't it? It's quite thin. It is. How many pages in the book?
I don't know, but I'm 15% in. That's
200
quite
maybe?
good.
15% is good, Josh.
Well, yeah.
How many are you in,
So-
George?
I haven't started.
Okay, all right. Well, so we know you're projecting. No, so there was these three roles that he was talking about. So the Karpman drama triangle. Have you heard about this? The KDT.
Cartman
No.
triangle.
Okay. Karpman. So basically, it's that there's these three roles that we always end up falling into in drama and in
bitch.
life. So one of them. So it's victim, persecutor, and rescuer.
Yep.
And so when I was reading it, I found that it was very interesting and it helped me. And so I'll read this out to you now.
Can I just quickly ask, what were you on Friday night?
Victim. Yeah, it's definitely victim. But Basil was my rescuer. He was just leaning right into that.
Yeah.
And so here you go. So take the victim role. You pay quite the price. So what he's talking about here is how these roles serve the early days, but then long term they're destructive. So you pay quite the price. You're stuck. You're powerless. You're whiny. You're sad. You're angry. You're building a reputation you don't want. And yet the wins, not wins, are that you're able to blame others for the situation. They did it. Avoid responsibility and become the center of attention to people who love to save victims, as in Basil. Or the persecutor role. Downsides. You're frustrated, angry, shouty, lonely, exhausted, and overwhelmed. The wins, not wins, are you're able to blame others for things. Sorry, hang on. It's very hard. It's gone into the highlights. It's a nightmare. Things going wrong, feel superior to the turkeys you have to work with, maintain the illusion of control, and be righteously angry. And the rescuer role, the role most people quickly associate with, the price you pay is significant. You're exhausted, stuck on an endless treadmill of trying to fix everyone and everything. You're frustrated because you can't get to your own work, as your fingers are in everyone else's pies. To add insult to injury, you perpetuate the KDT by knowing people can't do things themselves, thereby creating victims and persecutors. There you go. I
So
thought
what
that was
do you take
interesting.
from that? Which one is more positive? Because they're saying that a rescuer has its negative side effects from it. You're always tired, and
Yeah.
I get it. It's the person that's always got people coming to them with their problems, and it's like, oh god.
Yeah, it's
But maybe
hard.
they've
But I think that
drawn
what
that
I
in.
could
They've-
identify potentially is just entering into them. Which one do you think you lean into out of those three?
I mean, he called it out, but I quickly identified with the rescuer.
Mm-hmm.
There's no, I mean, you
Which-
don't even have your license. You can't drive and save somebody.
Who are you rescuing?
Having to
You
get
aren't
in an
rescuing
Uber?
shit.
No, but I do feel like I dip my fingers in.
Have you even got a
everyone's pie.
bike? Do you even have a bike that you could rescue
I got
people on?
I do.
Dad's
have a,
bike.
Oh, it's Dad's bike.
Yeah. With dad's
bike
undies.
and Dad's undies.
The memoir. What do you think, George? What are you?
Yeah, I reckon I'm the same. I reckon I'm a rescuer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Basil.
Yeah. I think everyone's Basil. I think that's the one that there's something
love to be
nice
Basil.
about helping people. Or,
Yeah.
but what do you think, TJ?
Do you think
What do
do you think it's a male trait is to sort the problem, solve the problem?
Mm.
You know, your missus partner tells you there's something. It's like, all right, here's what we're going to do. Sort this out. But it doesn't always help.
Put the
I
bin
think
out, and then when she puts it in, I blow
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. You know what? I'm fucking hiding in the cupboard and I'm going to jump out and say,
a
I
good
got you.
What about gluing the cupboard shut?
What about I put
the whole kitchen?
What about I put glue on the bag of the hand of the
Have you chucked out the
handle.
bin? Because it could be good to actually put the bin back and allow the smell just to take over the place and be like, look, something's happened. We don't know what the smell is, but it's horrendous.
No, I've got the bag. I haven't emptied it, but I just put eggs into it, so it's primed. It's primed. I think this one's too big to fit into the cupboard, so she'll either go and put it in the bin for me, which would be handy and a great sort of,
weight
response.
off your shoulder. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd be happy with that.
George, did Hannah hear your toe content? What did she think of the toe banter?
Yeah, she actually loved it. She I think she did anyway. No, she liked the toe banter. She's got cute little toes, so I think she was happy about that. There was a few things which I was gonna say, and she said, "I'm so glad you didn't say that." And I
Oh,
said,
now we
no,
want to
you
know.
would."
Yeah, what was it?
No, it was
You can't say
belly
it.
button stuff.
You're
Billy
falling into the trap that I get into. You know, it's just like now I've been told not to
Yeah,
say
I can't
it.
say it, but
However, it is
Yeah.
pretty funny.
Yeah. So no, she was happy with it. She loved the spooning bit because she's a big spoon.
Yeah, that's cute.
Right.
Very cute. Very cute.
It's a daily talk
just
show.
Just before we go, we got a message on Instagram from Jackie. She said, just wanted to say what an excellent trio of episodes 657, 658 and 659 were. I tuned out of most podcasts for a few weeks recently because of the world's shit, but my brain has just been so overloaded. But I jumped back into it with Jem, Grace and Fordo. And I'm gutted that I'm playing catch up and not listening to these in real time. I was watching/listening and realised I missed out on so much and missed listening to you guys. These were really enjoyable eps, so thank you guys. Now to catch up on the rest of the eps I've missed. Jackie.
Thanks, Jackie.
Thanks, Jackie. Appreciate it.
We need to have more guests on the show. If you've got suggestions on Gronks we should get back, let us know.
Yeah, who have you loved?
Yeah. We're going to have Harry on the show this Arvo, 4 p.m.
Yeah,
So
great.
join us
Happy
for
Harry.
that. And you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts. You can even watch us live at youtube.com/The Daily Talk Show. Reviews, comments, all that stuff, very much appreciated. Otherwise, we'll see
Just
you
no
at
dislikes.
4 p.m. No dislikes.
Yeah.
Dislikes, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hit that like
not.
button. All right. Have a good one, guys.